All right, here we are with Exalted versus Chronicles of Darkness, Hologram Summer, Season 1, Episode 2. We are in June 2021. I am Devin, the storyteller, and with me today we have...
Peter as Damian Starr, the Solar Dawn.
Holden as Raphael Vargas, Sidereal, Chosen of Secrets.
All right, gang, so let's do a brief recap of what happened last session.
We met up, and then we found some flyer about getting paid to do some ghost hunting. So we went to a strip mall that's been abandoned a year ago, found some weird, quirky people, and there are some animatronics. We hung around in the mall, and now we're about to enter the Mantertainment Complex.
Yes,
we won a fight with a freezer door.
Yes, it was fantastic. The only edit I would make to that is it's not a strip mall, because those are above ground. Oh, yeah. It's an underground mall. It's so important to know that there are no windows and no clocks where you are.
What is this, a casino?
Yes! Yes!
Okay.
It's the whole business model.
All
right.
Mall.
So, you guys, I have previously described the extremely douchey entrance to the Mantertainment Complex. And I'm assuming you're all going to walk on in, right?
I mean, this looks awesome to me, so why not?
It does look awesome
to you. Mantertain me.
Right?
Please don't get split up in here.
They're going to view. This place is huge. I'm just putting in there. All right. So, Mantertainment Complex is a 3-floor restaurant. The pit, or like the main floor that you walk into, the front area is a bar. Like, there's a large bar with, like, you know, it's circular. It's got the island in the middle with all the bottles and the mix-ins and where the staff would go and the pin pads and whatnot. Stools all around it, but they're big, cushy stools. And then this place is just crammed with tables for people to drink and look at big screen, rear-projected TVs that, have, like, sports games on or just random content at whatever time. Esports, if people are here to see that. There's flyers for that all over. Everything is upholstered in vivid tiger print.
Nice.
It's perfect. Yeah, I see it in my mind, and it's so perfect. Yeah, it's tiger print, and the bar has black with red trim. All the lights are like neon glow Vegas lights. The whole place is lit like that, so your food has like sickly auras on them when you're eating and stuff. That's the front area. There's an overhang for the second area above it that kind of closes off the bar. So the bar itself has a kind of like almost cave look to it when you walk in. But once you go past the bar and walk around the kind of circular bartender station, it goes into the restaurant proper, which is more tables that are like built to like connect together for like big, long, party tables. They have wells in the middle of them to put bone bowls and stuff. Some of the tables have Korean barbecue flames on them, and there's scorch marks around them. This place did that for a period of time. There's flyers for it. They have a sushi boat system on a train, like a model train, snaking through, the wall table, so you can take stuff off your plate. There's a little bit of everything here when you're really looking at it. Just a lot of stuff, a lot of weird food, and a lot of weird restaurant things. The floor of the restaurant right by where the food comes out, so the sort of window that the waiters will go up to, that entire floor leading up to it looks like a tiled disco floor that they clear out to do dancing and stuff. The tiles illuminate and reveal that there's a fish tank underneath full of dead koi.
Oh, the poor fishies.
Yeah, they're like the tank is drained and they're on the ground, like they're down there like skeletonized and mummified.
Okay.
So that's the restaurant area behind the bar. And now that you look up, you can see the next 2 floors of the area. The second floor is the casino and the arcade. That's where, people will go to like do, video games, actual gambling with tokens. They have like a buyback program where you can cash the tokens in to get gift certificates for meal vouchers, for booze. There's a whole complex laundering system that you come out behind on no matter what, but it's there. It makes people feel like winners. There's prizes, and they're all awful. Just fill in the gaps in your mind what would be at prizes in a place like this. DVD copies of Face Off, stuffed animals that are naughty, Calvin and Hobbes stickers where Calvin is urinating on things that he normally would not urinate on. I can hear my wife laughing in the background because she definitely heard that line. T-shirts that talk about Tig Old Biddies and not Tig Old Biddies, Dig Old Bicks? I don't know. They're all there. Bath towels that when you fold them over show you with your legs in the bath towel, but when you fold them a different way, there's a penis. And sometimes they're comically small or comically large. These are the prizes one could earn at this arcade.
Oh my god.
And like merch, hats, glasses, beer steins, all that stupid bullshit. Neon signs, lots of neon signs for your man cave at home. They have a man curative station, so you can man deck your man cave out with man essentials.
Sounds like the Spencer's Gifts threw up in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's like it parasitized to Spencer's Gifts at some point. No, that's a really good shorthand for what I'm trying to get across. All of that shit in Spencer's Gifts is in here. All of it. And then one floor up is the theater area. So there's a lot of area. There's a lot of like rooms partitioned on the third floor of the restaurant for like entertainment theaters. Again, upholstered all the same way, but they have like really big, fancy electric recliners, and there's good spacing, and you can hit a button on your thing to let wait people bring you food during the movie. The movies run the gambit of modern movies that were out in 2020, like a Marvel movie.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Cats, Sonic the Hedgehog. These are all 2020 movies I remember. But they also ran other movies like Face Off or Sleepless in Seattle or all of the Star Warses. Just all of them, except they don't show Last Jedi. They don't have that on the roster for some reason. Spaceballs, all the Monty Python movies, any movie that a gamer would quote at you over and over again until you wanted to physically fling yourself into a pool of acid, those movies are on loop here. Die Hard.
So Monty Python is on loop right now, is what I'm hearing.
Well, in the bar area, actually, they're playing Die Hard on loop because the pandemic happened in March, and they were doing March Man's Myths, which means that instead of having the Christmas tree, well, they do still have the Christmas tree from Christmas, but they never took it out. They just decorated it in Nakatomi Plaza garland and put a building topper on the top and put little John McClane's all over it. And those trees are kind of in the bar restaurant area. They've long since rotted and lost all their needles and have started to sag and snap over because those are real pines. And they were also, had ticks on them because they were pine trees. And one of them was definitely coated in fox urine, and you could smell that. Foxes do that sometimes.
How does your brain do this?
Do what? What am I doing?
Come up with horrors.
I'm not going to lie to you. This is all off the top of my head. I'm closing my eyes, and this place is revealing itself to me as if I'm there.
That's actually good because I was deeply afraid this was based on some place you'd actually been.
I kind of wish. This seems like the raddest mess ever. This sounds like an awful place you definitely would take your friends to once or twice to show them it's really like this.
Okay, guys, we need to stop this recording and start this right now. The pandemic's almost over, and this will be the best place to hook up.
Oh my god. So that's the theaters. There are, multiple ones that you can kind of check in. There's an area on the main floor further to the back that's been sealed off with a red velvet rope, and I will not tell you what's there until you cross the red velvet rope. So, those are the images, the smells, a mix of, warmed up fox urine that's about a year old up from a tree. Food smells from there being a lot of grease and hot sauce stains everywhere. The sounds are a cacophony of movies playing. Like Die Hard is playing on one of those overhead projectors now. A bunch of Die Hards are, and they're not the same one, and they're all out of sync, and their volume's all on. So you're just a cascade of sounds and lights and smells overwhelming the senses. Oh, and the floor's sticky when you walk on it.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's a given.
Now, the floor, of course, does not have tiger print because that would just clash with the actual chair upholstery, but it does have like that bowling alley Starfield carpet print that's really cheap to buy in bulk.
Okay.
There it is. This is the world you're in now. And yeah, whatever teammates you brought with you, they're going to start to field in and take a look at the place.
You know, I'm starting to think the killer animatronics might not be the worst thing in here.
Oh, there's just the salad dressing here.
Yeah, there's the bulk of the animatronics are present, by the way. There's an area of the restaurant that has there's an area of the bar that has a karaoke platform, and the karaoke platform is where the animatronics stand. Because these things don't really move off stage when the restaurant's open, that would be a liability nightmare. People are going to get stepped on. Or someone's going to push over a 300-pound, pinball machine on legs onto someone.
Fun.
But the majority of them are there, not staring at you, staring directly ahead.
Wooey. So, where do you want to go, Rafi? Should we hit the arcades?
I'm going to look for a remote control and see if I can get some of this noise down so we can hear ourselves think and maybe have a prayer of staying in touch with one another.
All right, you guys head over to the bar restaurant area. I guess this would be a basic roll to find a needle in a haystack. So, tell me, guys, what kind of roll would this be? What strength does this play towards?
Probably wits and some investigation, or just wits and resolve. I think that's the basic perception roll.
Wits investigation sounds good to me. If you have it. If you don't, go with that backup Peter suggested.
Oh, crap. I need to get the roller back up.
You didn't just suspend
your and got started. We definitely weren't sitting around for like an hour when I could have done that.
You didn't do what I did, which was lock my computer, close its screen, get up and walk away from it, then come back a day later and open it up, and all the tabs and stuff I needed are just there waiting as if I never left.
We don't all have that luxury.
And that was the wrong link, because I'm smart. Oh, there it is.
So as you guys are figuring that out, like you're clearly doing the investigation. You're going through the bar restaurant area, which is where this stuff would be, looking around. Everyone kind of just filters on in and starts poking around at the different levels. Like people break off into teams. They're not going to try and go on their own and get murdered by an animatronic. That's nonsense. But they'll break into like teams of 2 and 3 and just kind of scatter. Except for Korg, he hangs around you guys, and he's like lifting tables up to look under them, even though they don't have like tablecloths to go all the way down to the bottom, and just going zat, zat.
Who else were we missing? We were missing...
You're missing Finn.
Finn?
Yeah. Finn and Zet are missing.
Huzzah.
Burger is no longer missing, at least for now.
Not yet.
I got 2 successes, which
is a success. All right, well, just basic standard, pass, fail, you find it or you don't, or you find a different complication. You rifle on through the bar restaurant area and find that there is a drawer in the bar area that just isn't super obvious because this thing is a visual clutter nightmare. Pop it open, and there's a bunch of remotes that aren't programmed together at all. You have to do it bit by bit and figure out which is which. Super inconvenient.
Let's just start stabbing the mute buttons and see what we get.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll pretty much do it. One of the remotes, when you hit it, one of the screens goes off, and for a split second, you think you see a dude in the screen. Like, not like a reflection. Like, a dude is there, and the screen is now black, and he looks around and makes kind of like a, oh, like face, and just vanishes off the screen.
Raise my phone, but it's too late to get the photo now.
Yeah.
That's disconcerting. He didn't look like anybody who's with us, did he?
Nope. He looked like a man in his mid-30s with a goatee, a top hat, and like a circus ringmaster outfit, but all of it was like bright metallic purple and like black, like leopard print stripes on it. He looks like nobody you know in real life.
But he looks like the perfect, person to be here.
He did look a little bit like Dr. Fundamentals, the like guy who runs this place, but like his picture's kind of everywhere, so maybe you're just crazy.
Maybe it was just reflecting off of.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we don't believe that at all.
Okay, now that the pressure of the noise is down, let's go to the arcade and let's make some noise there.
You already hear noise coming from the arcade. People are playing arcade games.
Woo! I'm gonna join them.
Oh boy.
You do that. I'm going to poke around a bit more.
You are left with Korg, who's just like looking under tables. He like opens up a can of beer and like drains it onto the ground and looks in and goes, "Zat!" and then like throws it at like a window.
I thought there weren't any windows down here.
Like the entrance. The entrance has those one-way mirrors so guys can leer at women exercising. It has that.
Well, he's not anywhere we can see him right now, so...
He's probably hiding.
I'm going to glance over toward that area cordoned off with velvet rope. God damn it. Finn!
Yelling for him.
Turn on my phone's flashlight and head over that way.
All right, you're going to head past the velvet rope. We'll swing the spotlight over then to Damien. So, Damien, you're heading up to the arcade area. It's in the middle floor, like the second floor of this place. There are stairs that wrap around and kind of go up, almost like an old-timey movie theater, I guess. You know, those kind of curved stairs. Heading on up, Some people walk by you. You know them. They're just part of the group. They're going to a different area. And going into the arcade, it's a big arcade. Like, I don't know if I can give you specifics, but like any type of arcade game you'd see here is here. That old Terminator game with the guns, Time Cops, Initial D, Dance Dance Revolution, old 90s pinball machines like the X-Files pinball machine. All that stuff is here. And with like card readers on it and stuff.
Oh, no, I need to get a card for it then. They have those arcade cards, or is it just my credit card?
Dude, you just need my credit card number directly. No, yeah, there's a kiosk to let you like print one off. It gets you your fun certification.
Huzzah! I'm fun certified.
Some of the equipment in here doesn't match the aesthetic of this place. Like the little terminal to get your card, like is very pastel-y and has that guy in the TV on it who's like, he legally presents to you your golden ticket to fun. It looks like it's branding that's never been quite updated.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay. No, I get my fun pass and start, dancing away. See,
You just
have some
destroy
fun
that
in this Mantertainment Complex. Yeah.
All right. So that's what you're doing. I know kind of what other people are doing, so we're going to swing Ben back to handle Raffi and what he is currently up to, because things are about to change based on that. So you're in front of this velvet rope. This is like a alcove cut into the side of the wall that leads down a brief like half flight of stairs that are wide into a twist that goes to a different part of the building. Do you take anyone with you?
Well, I don't appear to have much choice about taking Korg with me at this point.
You can tell him that, maybe Zed went this way. This looks like, a good hiding spot. He's a simple person. You can convince him.
So this looks like a death trap. I'd look around and see Damien's already fucked off somewhere. Is there anyone else around, or is it just me and Korg?
You and Korg. Everyone else bailed from the stinky bar restaurant area.
Who would you want around?
Yeah, who would you
like to
want?
flag down? You have your buffet.
Who do you pick from the Robot Master menu?
So I guess before I head down into the murder zone, I'm going to make a quick circuit and see where everyone has shaken out, at least around the first floor.
There's not a lot of people on the first floor. Is there anyone you'd want to be on the first floor?
Surprise me.
You're killing me here with that indecision. All right, Amelia's here on the first floor.
Sure. Okay, 3 should be enough not to be immediately, ganked. I'll try and round her up and see if I can usher her down into the spooky murder hallway.
You want us to go past the velvet rope?
Well, I don't see Finn out here, do you?
She takes out her phone. I don't know. Sounds like that's against the rules. It's a velvet rope, right? She's
I'm
clearly
just giving her the look.
She's clearly saying that with an air of humor because the felonies.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, the 3 of you then, I guess, cross the threshold, go a few steps down, and take a turn to. Okay, it looks more like the rest of the restaurant. It's painted differently. It clearly has this kind of beige-white color scheme going on. It looks like they're putting down some sort of base coat because it's not finished being painted. There's TVs and stands and statues with sheets over them. The floor was partially being redone. There's sturdy wood cutouts of various people in here, and also advertising paper for the animatronics and posters and memorabilia for them. Some old machines, small little arcade machines that are under a little protective museum case. This area looks like it's being converted into a museum for the restaurant. Like the owner was refurbishing this place to be a, hey, here's the history of the restaurant gift shop kind of deal.
This is weird. This is what? A few more photos of the phone.
There's even no sounds from Finn, but when you talk, the lights in here start to flicker on, and there's a mirror against one wall that has a little cardboard stand-up with a hand next to it, a measure your height thing, it's a trick mirror. And it gets illumination on the sides of it, and you hear a voice going, "Oh, hello, welcome, patrons." The mirror has a recreation of that guy, Dr. Fundamental, the owner of this place. And he just starts giving a spiel about the history of the restaurant, but it's like he's talking to a kid. The mirror looks like it has electronic components on it.
Who is this supposed to be for?
Yeah,
nobody who'd come here would actually sit still long enough to go through any of this crap.
Oh yeah, and it's
This
not
is
really
weird.
It's not built for a kid or adult audience. It's long and he talks a lot. He's just giving you a whole spiel about how it was it started with a dream and a hope, and it was this place for kids, and then they rebranded, and now it's a fun for all ages, 19 and up, type deal. Talking about the original location, the animatronics. Your weird sensors going off in here.
Yeah, I think so. Do you Are we still considered to be in the first scene of this story, or have we
We could be in a
switched
new
to a new
scene.
scene at some point?
We can be in a new scene right now. The new scene was you going into the danger zone.
Okay, then that means I'm not pushing my anima if I spend anymore, so that's good.
Amelia seems fascinated by all of this and is taking notes on a notebook she has with her made of moleskin. Like, she's going over, writing stuff down, taking like etchings of some of the equipment here, like that has like stuff carved into it, like manufacture dates and stuff. Korg is just looking in the mirror.
Actually, not a bad idea. While she's preoccupied and so is Korg, I'm going to spit out my little green essence spider and ask it, how old exactly is this place? How long has it been around?
This place, and you'll get an answer because it's your little nose spider. This place is from the late 70s.
That is an incredibly long time for a little arcade entertainment complex to stick around, even if it changed hands over the years.
Oh, it's never changed hands. Dr. Fundamental has always owned this place. His picture, like, at every employee picnic is like, indoor employee picnic at night, is like on a bunch of walls. And he looks exactly the same in every picture.
The 70s, so that would mean he's been running the place 50 years now, almost?
Yeah. Amelia's like looking, like got into that part because you're clearly looking at that part of the wall. It's like, I guess he was a vampire. That goes back to her notebook.
I just give her a look, trying to figure out if she's making a joke or...
Who can say?
Well,
inside check.
Are there any vents in here?
Vents? Oh my god, in every single room you've ever entered.
I'll go over and tap my knuckles against the vent in this room.
You don't hear anything. Nothing really happens. The mirror keeps talking, and now that you've tuned it out because it's boring, I'm assuming, right? Amelia's gone to a different part of the room because it's fairly large for this little museum area, and Korg has preoccupied himself by staring at another mirror, and the mirror's kind of looking over to you and making like a head motion, like, hey, hey.
I will oblige and step over.
Hey, sport, how you doing?
Now, I know this place isn't fancy enough to have anything like
No.
a motion sensor to interact with an audience. It's like, who are you? What's going on here?
I asked you first.
Well, we're looking for ghosts, allegedly. But really, we're looking for our missing friend.
Okay. Why is he missing here? Why are you guys here? What are y'all up to? I guess you answered my question, just not really all the way. I'm Dr. Fundamentals. Fun is in my name.
I guess that's literally true, guess.
Okay, my turn for a question.
Seen him?
Because I answered yours now. Why are you guys here? Like, specifically, why is your friend missing here in the building? We're closed. There's like a thing going on outside, and we don't get customers anymore.
Well, he's a ghost hunter, amateur, but enthusiastic.
Oh wow, that sounds like a really fun hobby, champ. That's a really cute hobby. He's gonna probably die here, though. You know that, right? Bunch of cool kids to die here. Yikes.
I don't believe death is normally one of the entertainments offered at the Mantertainment Complex. At least I didn't spot it on the flyers.
Yeah, but this place is clearly haunted, right? I mean, like, he gestures to himself, and then to you, like, you guys are having a conversation.
Well, clearly.
When was the last time you saw a ghost movie where the ghost was the good guy that wasn't Casper or that one with Patrick Swayze?
Well, that was the one with Bill Cosby.
No, I get TV in here. He wasn't a good dad. That was a ghost.
Well, again, it was Bill Cosby.
Yeah, so name me the last ghost movie you've seen where the ghost was the good guy. Come on.
Sixth Sense.
The kid was alive in that movie. Like, he was creepy.
Bruce Willis. Okay, look. He looks like a track and field sort of guy. Athletic, toned.
Oh, yeah. Someone came by not too long ago. They came in here looking for stuff and left. I wasn't here at the time. I was doing something else.
And which way did they go?
Back out into the restaurant.
Hell. Well, I mean, you've been a helpful ghost so far.
I'm not really a ghost. I'm not the ghost. Like, he puts in air quotes, the ghost. I'm just saying, like, why would you come to a haunted place that has the ghost? Kids.
I should probably go and see if I can find him if he headed that way. Yeah.
When you turn around, you see that Amelia is also looking at the exit to this room, and so is Korg, because one of the animatronics is standing there.
Oh, shit.
It's a cow animatronic. That's called Burger Cow, that has like an apron with burgers on it and has like a little like fork and knife for steak. But like they're big cartoonish forks and knives.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get a two-hand grip on that baseball bat we liberated earlier.
The guy in the mirror makes I'm not with them like hand motion. I gotta go. Talk to you in the bathroom. And he leaves. He walks out of frame.
This is exactly the sort of thing I was worried about when I fucking came back here.
So, what's your play? Or do we want to swing the spotlight to Peter before things start to get crazy?
Oh, let's go back to Peter for a minute. We've had me for a hot minute here.
All right, so we'll swing the spotlight. You have mastered these games as only you can. They provide no hand-eye coordination challenge to you.
Huzzah, I have all the tokens and nothing good to spend it on.
That is a thing. There's stuff at the counter, though.
Ooh, what's in the counter?
The idol from Indiana Jones.
Well, might as well. I swiped my card and, self-check out this thing.
That's not how it works. You have to log in, and it's a whole thing. There's no self-checkout at the prize counter in any of these places. But
we know where the passwords are, so I flip over the keyboard.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, no, you did it. There it is. Yeah, no, that's definitely going to be there in a Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah. Okay,
Huzzah.
So as you're screwing behind the counter, you get logged in, you check it out, and you look up, and one of the animatronics is there. It's the Snake. His name is Snake Eyes. He's dressed as a gambler pit boss, and his eyes are dice, like D6s. And they rattle.
I wave over to it.
He's across the counter from you, staring at you as you look down at the idol.
I take the idol and, pay for it with my unlimited tickets.
He looks up and lunges across the counter at you.
Ooh, roll initiative.
Yeah, let's do this.
Pa-pa-pa-pa.
If this was a higher brow establishment, that would have been a arcade recreation of the Maltese Falcon.
If only.
If
Those
this was
people don't
higher
know
brow.
what it is.
If this was a higher brow adult child's casino establishment. You are going to have to help me out here remember how initiative works. It's been a very long time since I've had a system that does that.
Part of the reason why EX3 was put together the way it was so that I would have an incentive to actually remember the initiative rules, because I've never been able to in any game.
Oh, absolutely.
Any game ever.
Well,
okay. All right. At the start of a violent conflict or a dramatic encounter, yep, 1 die, and then add your initiative modifier.
And subtract your weapon modifier if it applies.
Yep.
All right. Let's see if you can deal with Snake Eyes.
Snake. It's a snake.
Yeah.
It's a sneaky snake.
Snake Eyes. Okay. I don't have an initiative for him, so I will just roll a d10 and add, 3. Is that a good number, or is that too low for a threat?
I know. Rafi has a 4. I have a 7.
Ah, fuck a bazoo. Okay, well, he got a 5, so it wasn't a 7.
Don't worry, I rolled a 10, so I have a 17.
It's fucking amazing.
I think he's going first.
Yeah, it seems like Snake Eyes rolled poorly. That should be his power. He should be able to spend willpower to re-roll his dice. We call that emergent gameplay. We call that emergent gameplay. All right, willpower. Let's give him, I don't know, what's a good willpower number for monsters? 10? Okay, 5?
5 is like a baseline, yeah.
15? I don't know if I went too low or too high.
It can't go higher than 10, so...
Okay, so 10 does seem high. All right, well, I'll split the difference and give him 3 chances to do a thing. Which I will spend to reroll initiative, because holy Christ.
Sure.
If I can get a little... No, it's impossible for me to get higher. I'm not doing that. All right, go. You go first. Go. He has 3 willpower he can spend on willpower things. I don't remember what those are.
I just add... willpower is just... Add 3 dice, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Up to...
Yeah,
3 die bonus to most dice pools. All right.
Yeah, or raise your defense by a bit, I think.
Okay, so Snake Eyes is an animatronic. Snake Eyes is not like a creature of darkness or anything. Even though it does have shit wrong with it, it's not like, one of those unmade things from Mage or it's not a vampire, even though it's made. It's clearly being influenced by vampire stuff.
Okay. So I guess I'll just proceed to just punch it normally, because I don't know what it's capable of. I don't know what's going.
Yeah, I'll let you know because
expanding myself.
Yeah, I'll let you know because I feel like giving you a heads up on that before you blow a moat or something is kosher. It's not I'm not going to do asymmetrical knowledge.
Yeah, so I want to use my 12 gauge fist yet because I don't know how tough this thing is. And my sunlight touch only works on actual vampires, not like creatures of darkness, stuff like that. So
yeah.
I won't be able to do much there anyway.
You might have had the solar fuck everyone to death fist, so that's why I was just checking.
No, that's a separate charm. So consecutive normal punches. What's the defense?
Its defense is 6.
6. Okay, I'll take away 6 dice from this. You leave only 3. That's a good start.
What? No, don't you have your cast power that makes you a fuck machine with defense?
Well, that's
if
when...
it can feel fear.
But that's when my cast mark appears. So
that's only if his cast mark's out.
Oh, okay. You gotta suns out, guns out it. Gotcha.
Yeah. So for now, I rolled 0 successes, so I didn't, damage it.
Interesting.
its turn.
This is gone. So you just like it lunges at you, and you like as quick as you can just knock it a bunch of times in the center mass, basically, to test it out.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, I'm going to see how well it rolls before I start talking about what happens. Let me see. He has 8 dice. Go for it, buddy.
The defense is 8.
Defense
Right.
is what now?
I take the dice off before I roll, don't I?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, he spends a willpower and gets 3 dice. And gets 1 success out of a theoretical 11 dice. Which I think means I hit you. Which means you're going to take...
Really for 1.
I did 2 lethal. He has
plus
+1 lethal. Okay, so... Oh, what? Wait, did I miss something?
Nope, you got it.
Okay. Snake Eyes lunges at you across the counter, tearing through the glass case that's just made of like glass and standard display case aluminum, so it's just going to shred when he moves through it, like a Godzilla. And grabs you by the throat and starts just immediately, those servos and gears start immediately like clamping onto your neck to suffocate you, and smashes your, like, picks your entire body up and smashes you against the display case behind you. So you're like partially sideways in his grip, being bashed against glass and splintered metal and wood, and adult man childhood memorabilia.
Wow, this punch is harder than I expected.
So 2 lethal.
Ouch.
Now,
something
happens when that fight starts, and this will be for anyone in the facility. You know how the entrance was an entrance? The security gating has all come down, and it is made of thick, corrugated steel.
That's going to be bad when I find out about it.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be fine. You could always go back to your clubhouse. At any moment, you could decide that it's clubhouse time.
Outside the rails.
Pete, you're in Mortal Kombat. The damage, that 2 lethal you took, is the result of the various injuries you just took from being slammed into a shrapnel display case spike trap, and also having some of, like, the cartilage and muscle and bones in your throat vice gripped.
Okay. I'm guessing there's nobody else in the combat at the moment, right?
At the moment,
just
no.
the 2 of us?
Just the 2 of you.
Okay, then. I'm going to start powering up, then. I'm going to spend a mode to activate my 12-gauge fist to start, punching things harder. And I'm going to spend another one to activate my excellence for punching shit. Just checking everything else.
Now let's see what happens.
Okay, so you were saying it had how much defense?
6.
6.
Which should become 1 once you get your thing going, right?
I need to spend 1 more essence to get to my cast mark showing.
Oh boy.
So at the moment, I take my pool of 9 dice, I multiply that by 2 because excellence. So that becomes 18 minus 6. So I roll 12 dice to hit it.
Oh my god.
Doesn't 12 gauge make it 9 again as well?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 more. So that's 5 successes plus 3. So that's 8 damage lethal coming its way.
Okay, so it has 2 bulletproof armor. Wait, what was it? Normal armor is at the front and gun armor is at the back, right? So it has 2 normal armor.
Yeah.
Does that interact with anything that's about to happen?
It would reduce 2 lethal down to 2 bash. Almost like fucking armor. Goddamn armor rolls.
Ballistic armor reduces lethal to bashing, and the normal armor soaks 2 damage out of it.
Okay. And your 12-gauge fist isn't a gunfire at all. That's just...
No, it's not literally.
It's just hilarious. That would be a funny thing, though. It's like, well, 12-gauge fist, that's as bad as a bullet. You could make some ridiculous argument for humor, I'm sure. So how much damage did you do, Pete?
I did 8 lethal damage.
So that would have killed it if it didn't have armor, like immediately.
Okay.
So yeah, you hit it. What happens with you hitting it? Tell us what goes down, because right now you're behind a counter in like a arcade place.
Well, since it's holding me by the neck, I guess I just, slam on the side of its head, with my knuckles just to bash it in. And then, once it loses the grip, I start just punching it, but this time with the power of the Furious Sun. Just straight in the gullet and making dents in its exoskeleton.
Does 12 gauge fist move people?
I don't think
specifically.
No.
Oh, I thought that was the one that had battlefield movement.
No, that's Heaven Thunderhammer's one that knocks them all over the place.
Ah, that's the one I'm thinking of. All right, yeah. So you bash its skull and the head armature in, and it starts spraying hydraulic fluid everywhere because it crumples, and it loosens its grip and doesn't have as good coordination anymore because you did so much harm to it. It's
punch,
a lot.
Punch.
Okay. It's going to back away because I'm assuming this brawl is like moving you guys around the floor, and it's going to turn around and pick up a pinball machine and try to smash you with it.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have a lot of options here. Yeah. Wait, what's your defense?
Well, my defense is still 8.
Still 8. Okay, well, it's going to spend another of its 3 willpower to get 3 dice. 0 successes.
Well, then I guess I punch that, pinball machine that's trying to, swing at me and, break it in half like the don I am.
Yeah. Ball bearings and finely tuned springs and coils and light and sound makers spray everywhere as the guts of that machine just kind of detonate around you guys in the middle of the strobe light fight.
Okay. How long does excellence last here?
Essence plus 1 round. So for you, 3 turns.
Still good.
Oh, God.
Well, time to put the hammer down. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I murdered it in half.
All right, tell us what happens.
I just, put my fist together and just slam down on it and just slam it into something that's on the floor now. I guess in bits and pieces flying everywhere.
All right, you pick it up and you smash it on the ground so hard it shatters like cheap phone electronics.
Yep.
So that made a lot of noise, and I know it was only 3 turns, and that was like, 3 seconds in Chronicles of Darkness, but I'm assuming a fight like that took time and was like
9 seconds, yeah.
I'm assuming it wasn't 9 seconds. It was more than that. It was like an interesting amount of time, like in a movie. Like it wasn't just 1, 2, 3. It was struggling, flailing, smashing shit, going to town on each other. So when you kind of look up after destroying that, a bunch of the people here are like at the entrance to the arcade watching.
It attacked me.
No one really has anything to say. It's like, it attacked me. You covered in its gore. Are you glowing? Do you have supernatural Goku light?
No, I'm still below my first anima threshold. So
you're just some swole fucking kid. Just covered in dead animatronic with clear wounds on you. Like, he hurt you. You have battle damage and, like, stuff sticking out of your back.
Ow.
So we'll scene swipe from there while
first aid?
Does anyone know first aid? Yeah, people are going to come over and get a first aid kit out and try to help you.
That would be welcome.
So scene swipe back to God damn it, I keep forgetting. Raffi. Scene swiping back to Raffi.
Raffi's in the middle of trying to like throw one of those white drop cloth sheets over the animatronic, so we could maybe sneak past it when from upstairs it sounds like someone's trying to hate fuck a truck to death.
Yeah, there's a lot of noise coming from above you guys, and just like smashing sounds, violently loud smashing sounds, which then eventually, as the scene continues, peters out into nothing.
But yeah, that's my plan. Throw a drop cloth over it and maybe try and edge around it out the door.
It's going to do the Sam Raimi thing of looking docile until the last worst possible moment and then striking.
God damn it.
Like that's what it's setting up to do. You can tell. So what's your move?
Well, do I at least get the drop cloth over it?
Yes, you can get the drop cloth on it.
Alright, we can get to play possum that long. It's like, at that point, I'm going to step back and say, as soon as we try and edge around that thing, it's going to, like, start flailing around with those big knives, or, I don't know,
And do you think he's
kick
better than
someone's knee
me?
backwards or something.
Korg says when you say that.
I think it outweighs you 4-1.
No one's allowed to talk to me like that, like Zet is. And he turns around and starts approaching the animatronic.
That might, well, okay.
So like he walks up to it and
Back him
gets
up or try and find another exit.
the Amelia, she takes out like a little tiny like you know how people make those little like wine bottles, or not make them, they buy them, they're a wine bottle, they have a stopper on the top, and there's like the little small like short ones, not the big wine bottle ones, but like the little half pints. She takes one of those out with the stopper on, uncorks the stopper, and pulls a rag out of it, and like gets a lighter ready.
Okay.
She makes a like motion where she's like gonna like just try and stay out of peripheral of the critter.
Then I'm going to circle around, so I maybe got a clear shot at it with the bat around Korg, who's, I guess, is taking point here.
He walks right up to it and puts his nose like an inch, like a centimeter away from like its, I guess, fur pelt, and just is breathing and heavily staring it down. And it has a sheet on it, so it's like a centimeter away from the sheet, not its pelt. And he just stands there, and it's standing there, and maybe like that fight's still going on upstairs. You're hearing the noise and like the shaking from someone picking up a animatronic made of steel and bashing it on the ground. And ever so slightly, you see it happen. The cow, like Burger Cow, starts to move its arms to go for Korg. And as soon as it moves, Korg's moves and grabs its arms and starts lifting it up and like trying to stop it from overpowering him.
Holy shit.
Like you can see every vein in his body tensing, and he is just holding it about a foot off the ground by its arms with his arms stretched out in front of him. Which, if you've ever had to carry boxes in front of you for any amount of time and walk, this is a lot. You get one round where Korg can keep it distracted.
Jesus Christ. I will lay into it with a baseball bat, and I will spend one on excellence to power that up by a measly, Jesus Christ, by a measly 2 dice.
Korg is taking this thing's defense for you because he's not going to have a defense against it, so it has defense 0 right now.
Okay. So yeah, Jesus Christ, these sidereal excellence really sucks if you've got a tiny dice pool.
Yeah, but that's just an opportunity to get more.
Alrighty, so that's a whopping 4 dice.
Oof. What about
One
your
of us is
willpower?
built for combat, one of us is emphatically not.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Let me pull up the weapons chart here. What is baseball bat? That's about like equivalent to what do we want to say? If aluminum baseball bat, that's equivalent to like what?
Baseball bat with really good
Tire iron,
durability.
maybe?
Yeah. Whatever the club weapon is, it's just really durable if it's made of aluminum, right?
Baton, I guess.
Yeah. If you want to go for
Baton
that, go
sound
for
about
that.
right.
I'd go with crowbar, you know? Crowbar sounds good to me.
Okay, works for me.
Or tire iron, I
Yep,
didn't see
we'll
those
go
there.
with
Yeah,
crowbar.
Let's go with crowbar. Solid
I'll go
hunk
with
of
crowbar.
metal.
We'll go crowbar. Okay, crowbar it is.
All right, so let's see you if you can wail on this thing.
And that is 2 successes. And it does +2 damage, so 4.
4 damage?
4 lethal, specifically, yeah.
That's fantastic. It has
To my surprise.
It has 2 armor, so it only takes 2 of that, but that's sufficient. Yeah, I'm just going to cross out Snake Eyes.
Korg is holding it up in the air. Rafi's just slamming into, well, I guess it doesn't have ribs, but about there on the cow. With aluminum bat over and over.
Center mass. All right, you wail into Burger Cow while it has a sheet on and it's being lifted up. Amelia will... I don't know why I gave her fire, because I don't know the rules for fire, but this is the life I live in now. Is getting ready to smash that thing on it, but doesn't want to set Korg on fire, because that would be bad. So she's waiting for that to break up, which is going to be a problem, because Korg is melee, and so are you. So she's going to delay because she doesn't want to set everyone and everything in the world on fire in this enclosed space. So she'll wait a minute, which brings us to Korg and the Burger Cow, which will go at the same time. Korg is going to try and continue to lift this thing up and slam it on the ground so it's off its feet, which will make it easy to bash. Burger Cow is going to try and rip his arms out of his socket and go the other direction. So let's see how that plays out. Good luck, Korg, you jackass. 8 dice to violence. 2 successes. 2. It can do lethal 1. 3. Probably has more than 7 health levels because he's a big monster. Yeah, okay. So let's see what Korg can do. Okay. All right, 5 successes. Oh my god. All right, cool. So 4, 3. So, all right. Burger Cow does 2 lethal to Korg, and Korg does 3 lethal to Burger Cow after armor. So, yeah, it plays out kind of both at the same time. Burger Cow is grabs Korg's arms back and starts pressing outward with them like a reverse vice grip, while Korg is trying to pick it up and get it off of it so he can throw it on the ground and spike it. And yeah, basically that melee goes messy. Korg gets it up, he throws it on the ground, and the thing just wrenches one of his arms out of his socket, and you hear a snap sound, and he pulls back and doesn't look like he's registered that. And just kind of stumbles back because the center of balance is off because he getting the cow to let go, snapped all that tension he had. So he careens backwards and smashes into a bunch of displays.
Well, I'm happen to be aware of, the improv Molotov coming in, so instead of staying there and wailing on the thing, I'm also going to make some room.
All right.
That's my priority.
I don't want to steal the victory from you, but it only has 3 health levels, and I guarantee you this Molotov will do at least 3 health levels because fire bad. So do you mind if I just axe that out there?
By all means.
Okay, she grabs that bottle and lights it and smashes it on the cow, and it creates a fair amount of smoke because it's napalm, and then also the aluminum shavings she turned into ad hoc, and iron oxide that she turned to ad hoc thermite goes off. So it's a big billowy chemical smoke, and then there's a bright welding flare flash and hissing as it just starts thermite melting through a lot of this thing as it's on the ground struggling, and it fails. Fire bad. System kicks in, and the smoke is taken out through the vents, and you hear hacking and coughing in the vent system.
Oh, well, okay. Set's still alive. I'm going to see if Korg is.
Korg gets up, like, on his own 2 feet without anyone coming over to him, and, like, his arm's hanging, not looking too well, so he just grabs it and keeps pulling on it until it starts to come loose like bad threaded clothing, and just drops it on the ground.
Holy shit.
It's not leaking or anything, and, like, it looks close enough to what a big guy whose arm's taken off would look, but it's off. Something's wrong. It looks chunky, blocky, maybe not pixelated, but low definition, low resolution, like someone was doing a really lazy job of putting it together. Like, you can see inner bits, but it's mostly like red and white bits, and they look more clay and squarish than you'd think.
Going to find a moment when people aren't looking to snap another photo or two. Are you okay?
Yeah, it was just a hamburger.
We should go. Well, the doors open and the room's not completely on fire yet. We should go.
Amelia comes.
We
over
should
with
get back
a fire.
to the others.
Amelia comes over with a fire extinguisher.
That's also a good idea. Yeah.
Like, yeah, burn the place to the ground, obviously, but not while we're in it.
Yeah. Okay.
This place isn't, like, locked down, but, like, leaving this place is. Like, leaving the entire restaurant has now been put into lockdown. But you can pass through the different sections. I'm assuming you're going to regroup, though. So, you all regroup.
Trying at the... Maybe find out what that giant smashing, banging noise was as well.
So you come into the restaurant part, and something falls from a floor up from the arcade area, and it's the mangled remains of Snake Eyes. A couple of people took it and just hucked it down on the floor, and they're coming down the steps with Damien.
Okay, well, there's...
It's been put
now I know what Damien was up to, and that's probably about when I spot the security shutter.
Yeah, it's thick. There are no slats in it to see outside. And it looks weird. Like, the metal looks darker than it should look.
That's not good.
You also hear hacking and coughing from the vent system still.
Damien, you okay over there? I mean, other than being stabbed with some glass because this thing went, through a counter at me, yes?
Yeah, we had some trouble with a cow in the back. So I think we can confirm this place haunted at this point. Or at least deeply fucked up.
How is it haunted? Just the animatronics or something else?
Sure. Actually, yeah, I had a little run-in with a man in the mirror back there. We'll talk about it. Aren't quite so many people. Did anyone find any sign of...
Finn?
Finn, yeah. I was trying to get the scratch pad back up.
No problem. Blake, the baseball player woman, raises her hand.
Yes?
I think I saw him in the theaters. Like, I was heading out of the theater, going to the washroom, and when I left the washroom, I could have sworn I saw someone wearing Finn's clothing. Like, I got out of the washroom, and if you look across, you can see sort of the open air area of the restaurant, and on the other side is, like, the rest of the theater, like the gap in the middle. On the other side, I could have sworn I saw him walking into a theater. I was going to go take a look, but that's when we heard she gestures at Peter's character. She gestures at Damien, him in the arcade, and we went down to check it out.
That should probably be where we head next as a group, all together, not splitting up.
Everyone kind of knows.
I think Zet's still in the vents.
Yeah, you hear coughing from above you guys at this point, and Korg starts banging on one of the vents, and someone's like, "Oh my Christ, what happened to your arm?" Like, people are like, "Oh my God," and Korg's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's always been like that." And he'll like grab a vent cover and just yank it down, and Korg will tumble out like dirty laundry onto the floor, still coughing.
You mean Zed?
Zet.
Yeah, we found Zed.
Yay, you found Zet.
What? Korg's been worrying sick about you.
If only sickness and worry were lethal. I mean, oh, Korg, what happened to you, poor baby? I mean, it's always been like that. Don't pay attention to it. What did I miss? I feel like I slept there for a while.
Oh, nothing much. Just a couple of murderous animatronics, some ghosts talking in mirrors. The security shutter's coming down.
All right, well, if it's nothing much, let's get back to work then. Come on. And he starts to skate.
Yeah.
He starts to scurry his way away from y'all. Korg's like, wait up, Zet.
All right, I'm going to go check out the theater. Y'all do what you want.
No, the group's going with you,
I guess
for sure. Do we want to wrap here, or do we want to continue on? Because the whole lockdown seems like a good stopping point.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so now the restaurant's locked down. You've had your first taste of its inhabitants, met some people, seen some things that seem a little bit unusual on various levels. You now have your lead on your missing member, Finn, who's upstairs in the theater. And I promise you, he's in that theater, and it's going to be a whole thing. So, with that in mind, I was Devin.
Holden.
And this was sponsored by Nobody, signing off.